then please do. I know lots of you know each other from previous awards anyway, so it's great to see you, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. So I'm going to spend about half an hour running through some of the key messages, dates, deadlines, timescales and procedures for the awards. Please do let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully you'll leave feeling a bit more informed about what's going to be happening over the next couple of months. So this briefing is going to cover everything from the launch of the awards, which is happening next Thursday, right through to the closing date, which is the 24th of February. And then we'll have another briefing after that in February, when I'll fill you on the next steps. Don't want to overload you too much with everything all at once. So starting off with some brilliant news, as you know, through the email that I sent previously, we're going to be holding the ceremony on the 22nd of May at Blenheim Palace, which we're very excited about. They very kindly donated the use of their long library, their great hall and the staterooms for our guests. So that's going to be a fantastic venue. They've made a very generous contribution as well to allow us to afford to hold it there. So we're really excited about that. Our guests will be able to look around the rooms as they arrive and have a drinks reception in the Great Hall. If you haven't had a chance to have a look, it's definitely worth a look at these brilliant 360-degree tours, because it will show you what the room looks like and where we're going to be holding it. So it's quite nice to get an idea and a feel for what that's like. So we're really excited about that. Also brilliant news that we've got so many fantastic sponsors and supporters on board. Thank you all so much for being part of the process, and many of you have come back again, so you must enjoy it and get something from it. So welcome back, and also welcome to anybody who's new this year round, or is changing categories or doing something different. So it's brilliant to have so many fantastic organisations as part of this, and as you know, it's organised and run by Oxlep Skills, but we couldn't do it without your support, both financially and your time, to be judges, to support the awards, to come along in the evening, and to help promote it, to get lots of fantastic entries. So firstly, a massive thank you to all of you for your time throughout the whole process. Our headline sponsor this year is the Hill Group. Hill are a house builder who are working alongside Oxford North, for example, in Oxfordshire, but across the southeast as well. They've been involved for 4 years now, previously sponsoring the Apprenticeship Ambassador and the Special Recognition Awards, as well as being an award sponsor. We also work closely with Hill. We have apprenticeship ambassadors who come and speak to our schools and colleges, and we work closely on community employment plans with them, so providing employment and work experience opportunities for local people, local organisations, and also inspiring encounters for schools. So brilliant. Welcome back, Hill, and thank you for your support as the headline sponsor. You will have the difficult decision of choosing the overall Apprentice of the Year, which, as those of you who've been involved before will know, we've ended up with 2 more years than not, because it's so difficult to choose from them. So that will be Hill's role as well on the night. Quick reminder of the categories. So we have categories for hopefully everyone who's involved in the apprenticeship process, from careers leaders and professionals in schools who are inspiring our young people and the next generation of apprentices, through to training providers who support them and along the journey, employers who offer them opportunities, and also business volunteers, enterprise advisors, and training provider colleagues who support and inspire the young people in schools and colleges to even think about apprenticeships in the first place, and find out about the opportunities there for them, which is our Skills Champion Award this year, which is a slightly different one from last year. For apprentices themselves, we've got levels, categories for each level, so intermediate, advanced, higher and degree, and then we have the Special Recognition Award, which is for apprentices who've overcome challenges to work or learning across all levels. The Rising Star Award is for new apprentices who've been in post for less than 9 months, but already making an amazing contribution to their employer, again across all levels. The Shining Star Award is for apprentices who have completed their first apprenticeship, maybe working towards a subsequent one, but have achieved great things following starting their career as an apprentice, and are now progressing and making great steps in their career. The Ambassador Award is for apprentices who support our work to promote apprenticeships in schools and colleges, and through our social media and comms campaigns. And then, as I mentioned, the overall Apprentice of the Year is chosen by our headline sponsor from the 5 apprentice categories, so intermediate, advanced, higher, special recognition and rising star. For employers, we've got two categories. So we've got the SME category, which is for employers with 249 or less employees, which is a large proportion of our employers in Oxfordshire, and then the larger employer category for 250 plus. The Inspiring the Future Employer of the Year award is to support the Ambassador and the Skills Champion award, but recognising the employers that allow their employees the time and give up their own time to support our work, creating curriculum resources, lending us their apprentices as ambassadors, and supporting our events through careers fairs, our big careers fest, and we're running workshops and so on in schools. And then Skills Champion Awards I mentioned. We also have Training Provider Individual Award. We're really keen this year, especially to make sure that providers get the recognition they deserve as part of the three parts of the apprenticeship. So we've got the apprentices, the employers, and the provider. So we have an individual provider award, which is for colleagues who go the extra mile to support and inspire apprentices along the way and help them to achieve great things. So we hope we've got a category for everyone. It seems to work quite well over the years. So we've kept that pretty much the same as last year, except with that slight change. Skills Champion was Careers Champion last year, which was just limited to schools and colleges. We feel that there's a lot of people doing a lot of great work above and beyond that. So of course, they're very welcome to enter as well, but it will also be open to employers, training provider colleagues as well. So we've got a good range of categories. Just give you an update on the timeline for the award. So, as you know, the big step that we've got next week is the entry for opening for entries and nominations, which I'll touch on again in a second in a bit more detail. Our next key milestone really is National Apprenticeship Week, which is the 10th to the 16th of February. So obviously a huge focus on apprenticeships around the UK, and we'll be doing something in Oxfordshire as well to promote that. And we've deliberately set the closing date for a week after that, so that people obviously are very busy during National Apprenticeship Week, and we can use that opportunity to promote the awards. So we've given people an extra week to get their entries and nominations in following National Apprenticeship Week. Once the entries close, we'll have another briefing on the 26th of February. As I said, we'll cover the next stage in the process, which will include judging, and we'll also cover the plans for the celebration evening. So again, there'll be quite a bit for category sponsors at this one, but all sponsors are welcome, because you will find out a bit more about plans for the finalist announcement and the celebration evening as well. And then from the 3rd of March to the 11th of April will be the judging. So category sponsors will then receive their forms and have the opportunity to meet with and interview their entries to come up with their decision on their winner and 2 highly commended finalists. They will then need to feed back to our headline sponsor if they're sponsoring an apprentice category to help them make the decision of the overall apprentice of the year. That will all be confirmed at the judging meeting on the 22nd of April, which will take place with the committee and our headline sponsor to agree the finalists. We will then be announcing that on the 24th of April during our OA hour slot, which is on a Thursday the 24th from 1 o'clock across social media. And then the celebration evening will take place on the 22nd of May from 6:30 at Blenheim, and I'll give you more details about that, but we'll be inviting you to attend a little bit earlier so that you get the opportunity to have a bit of time meeting the other sponsors, and we'll probably be asking you to do some filming and photography as well to talk about your experience as a sponsor and to help us to promote the awards next year. So that's a kind of overview of the main dates that you need to be aware of. In terms of comms, I know there are some comms colleagues here today, and thank you for joining us. And also, if your comms colleagues aren't here, please do share this with them. To support those deadlines, we also have some kind of key comms activity plans. So obviously the launch next week. Over Christmas and New Year, we'll be doing some kind of reminders that the awards are open. So do people have any time, bit of downtime over Christmas, would like to do something nice, would like to make a resolution they can keep for New Year, use that time to enter or nominate your apprentices or put yourself forward as an individual or an employer. So we'll be doing some continued stuff over Christmas and New Year. Obviously, it's quite a long opening time between November and February. We have thought about whether it's too long, but we've decided that actually giving people as long as possible is not a bad thing, but we obviously need to keep reminding them so people don't forget. And we've also done a bit of filming with our hosts, Sarah and Simon, also our headline sponsor, and with Blenheim. So we're going to be showing some videos from them, explaining why people should enter and what's great about being part of the award. So you'll see those starting to come out on social media as well. During National Apprenticeship Week, we'll be focusing on the deadline approaching and celebrating your apprentices, showcasing yourself as an employer. So that will be our messaging around National Apprenticeship Week, encouraging people to use the opportunity to recognise the apprentices that they have and those that support them, and their providers that work hard to help them complete their apprenticeships as well. So that will be coming out. Closing date will be a sort of final push at the end of February. And then, as I said, the finalists will be announced. So we usually get a huge amount of activity around this, because obviously that's everyone who's in the final, plus their employers, plus their training providers. So we tag everybody in, make sure everyone's part of that, and we share that as widely as possible across social media so that everybody gets a chance to be recognised for that. And then, of course, the awards ceremony. So we'll encourage people to join us, share on social media, and join us as part of that. So quite a few sort of deadlines and things throughout the process, but some good opportunities for us to keep reminding people that the awards are open and what they, why they should enter. So a little bit more on the awards. So as I've said many times, keep emailing you. It will open for entries and nominations next Thursday at 1 o'clock. And the reason for that is because we have a regular slot on social media, Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Hour, OA Hour. So it's a kind of well-established slot in the week where I always share information about apprenticeships. So it will be taking place then. It won't just be via Twitter or X, as it was in the past. It will also be on our Oxlep Skills LinkedIn, or we'll also be sharing across Oxfordshire Apprenticeship social media. So we've got Facebook. We also have Instagram as well. So every channel will be sharing information about the launch and declaring it open. So I would, from your point of view as sponsors, I'd really be grateful if you could please like and share any posts that you see, repost them, post your own, using the hashtags OA Awards 2025, OA Hour, which is our Oxfordshire Apprenticeships Hour. SEAAN is the South East Apprenticeship Ambassador Network, which I know some people are part of anyway. That's the South East area apprenticeships group, and they obviously also help to promote and like to keep up with what we're doing. They are also a sponsor, so have contributed some money towards our awards. So they're a good organisation also to tag in. We use the hashtag generally for that. Then all the information that entrants and nominees will need is on our website, so Oxlep Skills /OA Awards. So there'll be an entry nomination form they can download. That will be where your sponsor profiles are published as well, attached to the category that you sponsor, or just as a generic award sponsor. They can also download the criteria so they know if they're eligible to enter, the terms and conditions, privacy policy, etc., and all of that kind of stuff. That's where everything is. So if anybody asks, or you need to point anybody in the direction of the information, that's the URL to use for that. In terms of entering and nominating, we're not very technical in terms of doing things online. We still have a Word file that people have to download and fill in, but actually that seems to work quite well, because we do ask them to add especially for apprentices, we ask them to add a comment from their provider, their employer, and a supporting statement, so it enables them to fill in their bit and send it along to the next person. So that seems to work quite well. They've got a few questions that they have to answer and provide a supporting statement to return to us. Apprentices can enter themselves or be nominated, and so can individuals, so training providers, skills champions can put themselves forward or be nominated, but we do ask employers to enter themselves, just because we ask them to provide some evidence about things like what apprenticeships they run, how long they've been doing it, that kind of thing. So they really need to be doing that rather than somebody putting them forward, although that's not to say that somebody could give them a nudge and say, why don't you enter, or help them to do that. So forms are all emailed into our skills email box. I will check as they come in to make sure that they are eligible. So the apprentices have been employed for the right number of months for the category that they've been put forward for. Employers have been employing apprentices for the right length of time, that kind of thing. And make sure that the apprentices are on the level of apprenticeship that they've entered, so that you can be sure that when you receive your entries, if you're a category sponsor, they have been checked and they are okay to go. So we will do a bit of screening just to make sure that everybody's eligible. So that's all sorted before they come to you, and they will need to be with us by midnight on the night of the 24th of February. It's always a bit confusing when it's midnight because people think, is it the day before or the day after? But it's the day of the 24th, midnight that night. So you can guarantee that there'll be some coming in at 11:59 on the 24th, but that's fine. They still count. So I've been sending you some comms assets and logos to share, which I hope you will find useful. I've learnt the delights of Canva, so I've been able to create some posts that are specific for each sponsor and for each category. So I hope that these will be helpful for you to use to share via your own channels or to create your own with the logos. If you would like anything different, if you would like the images changed or you would like something created that's slightly worded differently, then please do let me know. I can easily create something different. This is just really to get you started with something to share for the launch. There's also some generic posts as well. So some of them just say now open for entries, and there's a little kind of email banner as well that you can put in your email signature. And again, I've done a square version and a sort of banner version, which hopefully will cover the different types of social media. But if you use something different or you would like something different, then just let me know and I can create that for you. But we wanted to kind of provide you with some assets that you can share that are specific for your organisation using the images that you've provided or images from previous awards. So please let me know if you need anything further. So in terms of how you can help, I've kind of touched on some of these things already, and we'd be really grateful for everything that you can do to help us to share the word, spread the word about the awards, encourage as many apprentices, employers, training providers, schools and colleges to enter as possible. It's brilliant to have them all recognised. And what we have found, obviously, there's only 3 finalists in each category, but even those who are nominated and don't get through to the final, it's a good exercise for them to kind of regroup and see what it is they have achieved. And I will always send individuals a certificate, even if they don't get through to the final, to recognise that they have been entered or nominated, because I think that doesn't it's very important and valuable for them to have been put forward and to have that certificate for their portfolio, or to, just to have that recognition. I think it's really important. So we try to make everybody feel special, even if they don't make the final 3. So yeah, I encourage you to enter yourselves as an employer. Nominate current, former apprentices who perhaps faced challenges to work or learning for the special recognition category. There's shining stars there that have been former apprentices or new apprentices that have joined you that have made a huge difference. The only caveat on that would be you can't enter your own category. So if you're sponsoring an apprentice category, obviously you don't want to put your own apprentice in, because that would be a conflict of interest, but you're not precluded from entering any of the other categories. And it would be great to have entries from you all too. The training providers that you work with who support you, it'd be great to nominate colleagues there, often unsung heroes who, mentors and assessors and training coordinators that really help you to help your apprentice to be successful. So if you've got any stars there, please do put them forward also. And again, we'd love you to share those posts, like and share our posts, encourage employers to enter, apprentices to enter. If you've got newsletters, a website news blog section, anything you can do to promote the fact that you're supporting the awards and get recognition for that as a sponsor, but also to help us to encourage entries would be great and very much appreciated. As I said, the hashtag OA Awards 2025, and you'll find that across all of our social media channels. We have even got TikTok. Not that we're getting 2 million views all the time, but we found that people do like to watch videos. So some of our videos that I mentioned we'll be sharing there too. So as far and wide as we can get, really. So a quick summary then. I've talked through quite a few of the things, a few actions and deadlines for you. Thank you for everyone who's completed their sponsor profile. If you haven't yet done that, please send that through to me by the end of the week if you possibly can, so that I can get that published on our website in time for the launch, so that my posts will link to your profile, which gives people a bit more information about you and why you're supporting. And if you'd like to send an updated photo or a different image, or make sure your logo is correct, please send them through to me. And if you could do that by the end of the week, that would be great. Get everything ready for the launch. And then obviously the launch announcements from 1 o'clock. If you get the chance to join any of the social media channels, like, share, post about the launch, that would be great. We'll make a big splash across social media, and I'll be able to report back to you, having looked at the Google Analytics and the social media stats as to how we got on. But we usually have a really good response to that. And then yeah, keep liking, keep sharing and liking our posts, commenting on them until the closing date. We know that the more a post is liked and shared, the more it then is shown to other people. So even a like, clicking a thumbs up, helps it to be social media channels to recognise it as an interesting piece of content and share it a bit wider. So it all helps. And please do, shout about your involvement. The fact that you're part of this is absolutely brilliant, and I think it's great to show that you're supporting apprenticeships and the awards and Oxlep and everything to do with skills around Oxfordshire. It's brilliant. And again, thank you for everyone who's arranging or supporting payment for sponsorship. Please do let me know if you need any support with that, or if there's anything that I need to do and to help with that. And then, yeah, finally, enter everybody. Let's get loads of entries in, make it our biggest and best year yet. And your help is much appreciated with all of that. And then finally, I don't know if Kate, if you're here or not today, but I just wanted to say that last year's Small Apprenticeship Employer of the Year winner, Ola Marlu, put themselves forward to the Southeast Regional National Apprenticeship and Skills Awards this year. And absolutely brilliant to hear that Ola Marlu was successful in winning the Southeast Regional final. So massive congratulations to them. And it just shows we've got some top class employers and apprentices here in Oxfordshire, and our winners go on to great things. So the national finals for the awards take place on the 27th of November in London. So we'll be keeping everything crossed for Ola Marlu, Kate and the team. Again, Kate and the team very kindly come forward to sponsor this category this year. So we're really grateful for that. And it's brilliant that last year's winner is then going on to do well regionally and hopefully nationally, but also sponsoring the next generation of SMEs. So it's brilliant that that's happened. And Jade, I know that's the same for Assure UK. We've had previous winners go on to sponsor categories, and it's absolutely great to have that continuation and for the crown to be passed on from one to another. So good luck. I hope to be posting some good news about Ola Marlu at the end of November, but making the final is fantastic. So we're very proud. So what happens next? As I mentioned, our next sponsor briefing, which I think I've sent you all an invite to. If you haven't got one, just give me a nudge or forward on to any colleagues that would like to attend. 26th of February at 12. So I will be updating you on our entries. It will have closed by then, so we'll know how many entries we have and how many in each category. I'll be giving you details about the judging process for category sponsors and details about what to expect for the celebration evening, what's going to be happening, plus the finalist announcement. So the next phase will come into play after that. So I will fill you in and give you more details about that. If you need anything, have any questions, obviously we can have a quick chat now, or please do contact me, give me a shout if you've got anything that comes up from now onwards, or you need anything further to support you, and I'll do my best to help. And that's it, I think. Yes, I can stop sharing now so I can see you again. Yes, I can see everybody again now. So thank you for your time to listen to that. I'm conscious I've just sort of talked at you non-stop for half an hour, but I'm hoping that gives you a good feel for kind of what to expect and what's happening next. Does anybody have any questions now, or comments or thoughts on any of that? There's lots of shaking heads, which is a good sign. Brilliant. Okay. Hopefully that means you're all happy. Yeah. Good. Okay, brilliant. Well, in that case, I will say thank you and goodbye, give you 15 minutes back to get a cup of tea and continue with your day. Thank you for your time today. Please do drop me a line if anything comes up, if you've got any questions, and I'll be in